When we click on the New Session button here, we get this dialog that opens up, and by default we're going to be taken to the Templates tab. And there's a variety of different templates that are included with Studio Pro. Now when we select these different templates, we'll see a brief description over on the right hand side up at the top. So our record and mix is just going to be a completely blank session with no tracks added or instruments or anything. Now if we want to do some mastering on the mastering page, formerly called the project page, then we can select this, and again we can see a brief description for this here. Now we're not going to go through every single one of these templates, because the point of this quick tip is just to show that we also have a tab next to our templates for user. Now we can set up and define our own templates, and that's what we're going to take a look at in this video. So to start, as I said, this is just going to be a blank session if we use the default record and mix. So we'll go ahead and click on OK. And I'm going to set this up for me, my personal use case, and maybe some of the things, the instruments and plugins that I use on a regular basis. So first we're going to start off with an impact. I generally create with my drums with the impact, and I'll usually bring in my own samples from my own personal libraries. But just for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and select a kit that's going to load up by default. But of course, as I'm mentioning, you can go to your own personal libraries, bring in the drum, maybe some drum samples that you use on a regular basis. And then once you have those samples loaded, they're going to be saved along with your kit. Okay, now I'm going to shift and E to zoom in vertically on our track here. And let's close out our impact. And the next thing that I'd like to do is to come to the mix console. And for this impact, we have a virtual instrument bus that's automatically created. And we can see a folder down here. And if I click on this, this is going to expand out the individual channels for our drum pads. So as you can see in the bottom right hand corner of these pads, this is going out on channel 3, this is channel 3, this is channel 2, channel 2, 6, 1. You get the idea. So these are all the various channels that are contained within the impact. They're all routed to this virtual instrument bus. Now you can see the colors are different here, so I'm just going to be sure our instrument bus is selected. I'm going to hold shift and click on the last channel here. Let's click on the bottom where we can see the name of this channel, and then I'm going to click on this different color here to make all of our drums the same color. We'll go ahead and collapse that folder. Let's pull up our mix console, and I'm just going to come to the insert section, and I'd like to add some EQ. Let's type in Pro for Pro EQ. I'll press enter. So now this is going to be added to our drums bus, and I'll also add a compressor, COMP. We've got that compressor highlighted. I'll press enter. So now we've got EQ and compression on our virtual instrument bus for the drums. Let's go ahead and close out that compressor. Now another instrument that I use very heavily would be sample 1. So let's come back to our instruments section, and then we'll left click, hold, and drag our sample 1 in. And for the sample 1, let's actually just come to the inspector. Whoops, that's the track list. There we go. Let's hide the event inspector here and pull up our channel. So for the sample 1, I'd like to add some plugins here. So another Pro EQ. Let's press enter on that. Click on the plus. I'd also like to add a compressor, and I'd like to add the Molotow. So we'll go ahead and add that in. And I'd also like some delay. So let's do the dual delay X by UVI. Again, pressing enter. And then to finish up, we'll add some reverb. Clicking on the plus, I'll just type in reverb. Let's down arrow to our spark verb, press enter. Okay, so now I've got all of the plugins, some of my favorites, already loaded up. And we'll actually just power these off because we don't really want those active in the beginning. We just want to have the option to quickly power them on and make use and experiment when we're working on our samples. Now let's also create a vocal track. So I'm going to press T to bring up our add tracks dialog. Let's just call this Vox. You can see that in the name section here. I'll just type that in. Mono is good. Input 1 is good. I'll click on OK. So you can see we now have our audio track labeled with Vox ready to go. I'd also like to change the quantized value for the song to quarter notes by default. Let's close out our inspector and come to the mix console. I'd like to see the inputs for the channels. So I'm going to shift and I. That's a shortcut that I assign to show these inputs up at the top. There's not a shortcut by default, but you can always come to the wrench icon. And then you can see input controls is here. If you put the check mark there, it's going to show these. And I just generally use these for gain staging. Now let's come back to our vocal track because I forgot to add some EQ here. Let's do a Pro EQ. We'll add a Molotok compressor, and we'll add the new voice effects that were added in version 8. Let's close that out. And the final thing we'll do is put a limiter on the main bus. I'm going to power that off. I don't really want that on while I'm working. I just want to have this here if I need to quickly power it on for any reason. We also need to power off our inserts on the vocal track as well as our impact. And we'll go ahead and close out the mix console. So now I've got my 2 most used instruments loaded up and I've got a vocal track ready to go. And I think I'm happy with this to set it up as my template. So let's Shift and F to come out of the full screen mode, and then we can come up to the file in the top left corner, and then we can see we have Save as Template. So I'm going to give this a title, and I'm just going to call this Tutorial Template. You can give it a subtitle if you'd like, as well as a description. If you remember when we were looking at the templates that come with Studio Pro, they all had that brief description, so this is what that's going to kind of correspond to or look like when you're choosing your templates. Now you can also choose an icon for the template if you'd like. Click on the little ellipsis button and navigate to an image that you would like to use. Let's go ahead and click on OK, and I'm going to Control W to close out this song, and it's going to ask us if we want to save the changes, and many of my students get confused. They say yes, because I want to save that template. No, when we were just in the previous screen, that's where we actually save the template. We can say no to saving the changes here because that's just specifically for this song, but we've already saved the template. That's done in the background. So I'm going to say no, and then let's click on our new session button here. Now we can switch over from the templates, come over to user, and then now we can see our tutorial template, and this is the image where the icon you would see if you had chosen one specifically. But we'll go ahead and select this. I'll just leave the default naming. Let's click on OK. Okay, so you can see our quantized value is set to the quarter note. We've got our impact and we've got that kit that we selected. If we come to the mix console, then we can see all of the effects that we chose for the different instruments as well as our vocal track. They're powered off just as we had set it to be. We've got our limiter on the main bus, and we've got, of course, our sample 1 here that's loaded up and ready to go. Okay, so this has been a quick look at setting up your own templates within Studio Pro 8. I hope this has been helpful to someone out there. If you're interested in speeding up your learning curve, I do provide one-on-one training directly with me over Zoom. So if you're interested in that, check the pinned comment below or the description area of this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial.